Hi everybody, welcome back to Critical Mass. Well, we decided to take a look at sequels. So we got a film series coming up here where we're going to talk about what we think is the best sequels of all time and what are worst sequels of all time. And today, it's the worst sequels that came out after a movie we liked. And there's so many choices out there. But we're going to give you one each, what our three is, and let us know in the comments down below what your worst sequel is as well. And we're going to tell you right after this. Alrighty then, let's go with the worst sequel for Paul. What is your worst sequel?
It's always start with me. Okay, so...
Because we care what you have to say.
Because it can only get better now.
So we have Cars 2. Now,
Going animated, are you?
Cars 2 was not a bad cartoon, but it was such a huge disappointment after the Cars cartoon. So, by any stretch, Cars was not the best Disney or Pixar cartoon.
I know, I love Cars.
I loved Cars.
I can't even say that I've seen part 2.
Steve McQueen, no, just the original Cars. I thought it was fantastic. Small town America, it's a redemption story, a coming of age story. It had everything. And then Cars 2 comes along, and it's a spy movie.
And they put more of Mater in it.
Yeah, so in the original Cars, you'll remember there was a tow truck, and the voice actor for the tow truck named Mater was, do you know the comedian's name?
No.
A very redneck...
Jeff Foxworthy or somebody? Is that?
The same style.
Okay.
You get her in, that kind of thing.
Right.
And so they decided to make a spy movie focusing on Mater. And he's like an accidental spy because they think he's awesome, but he's not.
Well, you know, that's worked in a lot of franchises about cars. Fast and the Furious is now based on that.
Pretty much.
But I see your point. Yeah, they completely went away from it. And if you notice, Cars 3 went back to the racing again.
Yeah.
Because Cars 2 sucked.
And it's what happens with a lot of sequels and a lot of TV shows as they go on in seasons, is that everything becomes a caricature of itself, and you're no longer invested in the actual character. You have to watch them do the things that their character is supposed to do, only exaggerated, and there's no depth anymore.
Right.
And
They've stopped developing the characters.
Yeah.
And so now you're watching them do actions instead of caring about the character. And this happened after Toy Story 3, Tangled, How to Train Your Dragon. So all of these epic movies came out, and then Cars 2 came out, and you don't expect Pixar to drop the ball like that. And they did. It was tragic.
Yeah. All right, good choice. Mark, what was your worst sequel of all time?
I'm going to take you back a little bit to Grease 2. And I don't know, you've both seen Grease.
Yeah.
Epic movie, epic musical.
Yep.
In fact, I've probably watched Grease upwards of 100 times, maybe more.
Don probably still watches it 5 or 6 times a
I
year.
do, actually.
Probably, yeah.
I do. I own the movie. I watch it all the time.
And
Because you're the one that I want.
And so, when Grease 2, Grease 2 was coming out, I was, oh, great, a sequel. No. I wish I had actually never seen it, because it actually brings the franchise down a notch. It's the same.
However, there's an awesome star in that movie. The main singer lead is a famous star. Do you know who she is?
Yeah, it's Michelle Pfeiffer. I was thinking Jane Fonda.
Big time actress.
Absolutely, yeah. They got a big time actress, and the love interest, the secret man on the motorcycle is Sandy's cousin.
The jock. And wasn't he the actor who played the jock in the first movie?
I don't believe
That he was trying to make jealous?
I don't think so.
He wasn't in the first movie.
The blonde jock?
The jock guy?
The cool rider. That guy?
Yeah.
That's who he is. That's what we're talking about.
I think this is. I'll look at him. If it is that, I'm gonna put it right here now. Becky.
See, you're wrong. Okay, so it's basically the whole racing thing in the original Grease. Okay, so you had the race that they do at the end of the movie, the drag racing, and that was kind of what they do every year, right? They have these races, and so all of a sudden, to switch it up, they've made it a motorcycle movie, and you're not cool unless you're riding a motorcycle. It was just a really, really bad take on what made Grease what it was.
Also, the songs were nowhere near the caliber of the first movie.
Yeah, the songs were terrible. They bring back a couple of cameo actors like Pink. What's her name? The pink hair.
Frenchie?
Frenchie. They bring back Frenchie because she couldn't graduate because she took a year off to go to beauty school. So I mean, they did a couple of things like that. It's like, okay, well,
Well, after the original Grease, you cannot duplicate John Travolta's performance. You cannot duplicate how every single person in the world felt when they saw Sandy dress in her.
Oh yeah, Olivia Newton-John and tight leather.
Yeah, so there was no way they were going to even come close to the original.
It was just such a fun, campy movie, and you come out singing all the songs. Grease 2, you did not come out singing the songs.
No, it was completely superficial. Whereas in the original, you actually had some deep things that happened. You had the
There was an actual story. There was a pregnancy scare.
It was relatable to kids and teenagers back then. You know, going to the drive-in, getting stood up.
You wanted to be,
being cool in front of your friends.
Yeah, you wanted to be Danny. And like if you were a guy, you wanted to be Danny. If you were a girl, you wanted to be with Danny. In the second installment, you really didn't care about any of the characters. It was just a movie to watch.
All right. Another good choice. So we had an animated movie so far, and we had a musical so far. So let's jump into the sci-fi category, and mine is Independence Day 2, Resurgence. I was looking forward to this movie when I heard that Jeff Goldblum was coming back. They had a lot of the original cast coming back, and then I heard one of the main actors wasn't coming back.
Will Smith.
Will Smith didn't return. Instead, it's his son. And I said, let's see how they pay tribute to this and everything. Oh, yeah, he died during some test flight. Not battling the aliens or anything like that had crash landed on the planet. He died during a test flight. And now they've been preparing for the invasion forever. And so what do they do in Hollywood? When you have this big story with big spaceships and all this, you make it bigger. So they made the planet killer for Independence Day. Instead of just being a huge city-size ship. Now it's a continent-size
They took a page out of the Star Wars.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm going, okay, I'm trying to understand how we're going to defend ourselves against this because we have the Earth Defense Force now. And I said, we have an Earth Defense Force. It's 7 ships.
Yeah, but it's led by Trump.
It's 7 fighter planes. Like, what? What?
I can't remember a lot of what happened in the movie, but I remember watching it saying, wow, this is not very good at all.
It was so bad. The father scene where he goes and meets these kids and they get on the school bus together. They end up in the Mojave Desert someplace. Just happens to be where the queen of the aliens go. And for some reason, the queen gets angry at the school bus. Not the guy shooting at her, but the school bus. It was so bad. And there's supposed to be a third. There's supposed to be Independence Day 3. I just hope they fire everybody involved with the movie number 2. Because it was poorly written, poorly acted, really horrible movie.
Sometimes you just have to accept that the movie was successful based on the chemistry of the script and the actors for the time.
That's right.
Right.
And if you get rid of the actor that was tied to that particular movie and just rehash everything just to make it bigger, it's not going to be good.
It's not going to work. I have an honorable mention. Every single movie that came out in the Jurassic Park franchise after Jurassic Park. Every single one of them. Jurassic Park should have been a stand-on-your-own movie.
Everything else made too much money. And people are still, you know what? Jurassic World, when it came out, made $1 billion. They're not going to turn around $1 billion. But guess what? Independence Day didn't make $1 billion. It lost money in the theaters. And that whole premise of make it bigger, make it better, well, stop making it bigger, just make it better. I mean, we had at the end of the first movie the spaceships landing and crashing all over. They figured out how to destroy them. Why not pick up the sequel from there, where now there's aliens landing and now it's a land-based thing. You're trying to keep them from invading your own country.
Yeah.
No. They just wait 20 years. They don't talk about any of that happened. And then,
I think I remember the leading actors not having very much charisma.
No. Oh, no. There was nothing. The Earth Defense Force was nothing. It was, he flies to rescue his mother in the middle of an invasion by aliens. A la, what was it, San Andreas, out of the rock flying off of the helicopter while everyone's dying around him to rescue his daughter. Good job there. Glad he's on our side. But Independence Day, they do the same thing.
Dad.
He goes to rescue his mother. His mother makes it all the way to the top with this woman with a child. And then she falls to her death as the building collapses. And we're supposed to feel something because she was in the first movie. Well, she was a stripper in the first movie, and now she's a doctor in this movie. So a lot happened in 20 years, because I know a lot of strippers out there become doctors.
Hey, pay your way through medical school.
I know they can become nurses sometimes, but I've never heard of them becoming doctors, really. Right? Because that's a time-consuming.
Right?
But good for her. Too bad she fell to her death in the hospital as it died, and all the people around her died, and we were supposed to feel sorry for the one person, I guess.
And I did.
It was
It
horrible.
was a tearjerker for me.
Yeah, the whole movie was a tearjerker, because I kept on saying, I spent $10 on this.
Movies were cheaper then.
It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. So there you go. There's our 3 choices for the worst sequels that we've seen. There are many other nominations out there that we could have gone, but in particular, these kind of stick in our craw a little bit.
Leave some of yours below.
Yeah, let us know what your worst sequels is of all time.
And don't cheese out and go after one of those like 80s horror movies that had like 4 or 5 sequels. No.
It has to be the direct sequel, for one thing. So the second movie after a hit. And it has to have been a hit.
Right, like a movie like a blockbuster movie.
Yeah, like not Night of the Living Dead 2. Because, give us something and we'll check it out and we'll see. And maybe yours is much worse than ours. It might have rung in our heads going, oh yeah, okay, maybe you're right. So let us know down below, and until next time, why not check out some other of our content down below here. And until next time, the streak is still alive. We'll see you on the channel.